Welcome back, viewers. From today's video, we are going to start a series on the Debian desktop. So we will be checking out the different desktops of Debian bookworm, that is the Debian version 12. So I already downloaded the DVD ISO for Debian 12 bookworm. So let us start with the first desktop. We will try to install the Gnome Desktop. So the Debian 12 template is still not available. So we will use the Debian 11 template. So I will close this window and we will maximize. Yes. So what we will do is we will just switch off the tiling and we will maximize the boxes. So we will now increase the memory to 4 GB and this should storage limit is around 25 GB. We will not enable the EFI. So now we will be checking out the differences that are introduced in the Debian installer. So you can see here the traditional install options of graphical install, advanced options, accessible dark contrast, installer menu, and install with speech synthesis is available. So this is traditional, it was available earlier also. Let us check out the advanced option. So in advanced options, you have got graphical expert install, graphical rescue mode is there, graphical automated install is there, expert install is there, then there is a plain rescue mode. So this rescue mode is I think from the terminal and this is the graphical rescue mode, automated install, and the speech enable advanced options. So these are the speech enable advanced options like the expert speech install, rescue speech mode, and the automated speech install. So we will go back, we will again go back and we will use the first option, that is the graphical install. So most of the people will use this mode only. So this will start the installer. The installer will first boot. Yes. So now these are the language options available. You can see it here. So lot of languages around the world is available. My mother tongue is this. So this is also available. I will not do it because many people will then won't understand the language. So we will stick with English. English is universal. Everybody knows it and most of the science and everything around the world is in English. So it is a common language of communication. We will keep with that. But a lot of different languages are available for the installation. And one thing what we notice on the first look is the Debian installer still looks like the old what it was there in the Buster and the Bullseye. So not much change is there, only the graphical change, the wallpaper background you can see it now it has changed, and the default wallpaper of Debian is applied on the background. You can see here the greenish tone is there with the green graphics. So now we will continue with the installation. Here you have to select your location or locale. So I will select India. Continue. And now the keyboard configuration is there. So a lot of keyboard configurations are available. You have to choose the one that suits you. You can see it here. A lot of different keyboards are available. So I will try to search for the Indian one. So if Indian is not available, let me check. So I think there. If it is not available, we can continue with the English US or English UK, and then later on after the installation we can change over. So this American only English is there. So India, let me check. No, India is not there. It was there, I think, and there's some. So the Indian is not there. So we can go with English. English is also not there. So either we go with UK, United Kingdom, or we can go with the let us stick with the American English right now for the installation. Continue. Now it is going to detect all the hardware. It will load additional components for the installation along with the drivers. So now the hostname configuration. So we will keep the hostname Debian only. It's good. Domain name we will not configure. If you keep this field blank, then the domain name will not be configured. There will be no domain name for the system. If you keep this root password as it is, if you don't enter anything, then the root password will be disabled and the user will be added to the sudoers list. So if you want, we can add a root password. I will just show you how to do it. So we will do it with the root password enabled. So I am putting a simple password here so that I can remember. And now you have to hit continue. So this way there will be two passwords. One is the root password, one other will be the user password. And if you don't want the root password to be installed, keep these two fields blank, and then the root password will be disabled forever till the installation lasts, and the user will be added to the sudoers list. Full name of the user, I will add my name. It is again confirming the username for the account, and now you have to enter the username. So we will keep it simple. If the username matches, then it will go ahead in the installation. So now it is detecting the disk. So there are four options: guided use entire disk, guided use entire disk and setup LVM, guided use entire disk and setup encrypted LVM, and the manual. So we have seen the manual installation many times. So why don't we use the entire disk and set up the LVM, that is the logical volume manager. Let us do the installation like this. So we have to show you the different variety of installations, the different partitions, the different methods, the different file systems. So it will be knowledgeable for you. And I of course also learn something new every time. So we will use the complete virtual hard disk that is available. Here it is asking us all files in one partition. Normally this is what I do when I do the manual partitioning. All the files are in the root partition. If you want a separate home partition, there is an option separate home var and temp partitions. So what we will do is, let us go with this separate home /var and the /tmp partition. So we will go with the third option. Now, before the logical volume manager can be configured, the current partitioning scheme has to be returned to disk. This changes cannot be undone. After the logical volume manager is configured, no additional changes to the partitioning scheme of the disk containing physical volumes are allowed during the installation. Please decide if you are satisfied with the current partitioning scheme before continuing. The partition tables of the following devices are changed. That is the virtual disk 1, that is the VDL. Write the changes to disk and confirm LVM yes or no. So we will go with the yes option. So it is automatically partitioned the disk. You may use the whole volume group for the guided partitioning or a part of it. If you use only part of it, if you add more disk later, then you will be able to grow logical volumes later using the LVM tool. So using a small part of the volume group at the installation time may offer more flexibility. The minimum size of the selected partitioning recipe is 8.3 GB or the 31%. Please note that the packages you choose to install may require more space than this. The maximum available size is 26.3. So hint, max can be used as a shortcut to specify the maximum size or enter a percentage. For example, 20% to use the percentage of the maximum size. So we will keep the full disk because already we are using a small disk. So we should not hinder the installation because the size is less, then the installation will fail. So we will use the full disk, that is 26.3 GB. But if you are using the LVM for your personal use, what you can do is, if you have got 100 GB hard disk available, or 256 GB hard disk available, you make a LVM of say 150 or 100 GB, and later on you can increase by another 50 or 100, whatever the free space is available, and then you can increase the volume of the hard drive available. So we will continue right now with this 26.3 GB. It is already small in size, and now the computing the new partitions is going on. So here now it is showing us the changes that will be returned to the disk. So here you can see it here. There is a logical volume group Debian VG LV home VG Debian VG, that is the root logical volume. There is a swap logical volume. There is a TMP logical volume. There is a var logical volume. So these are the partition tables that were changed, and the following partitions are going to be formatted. Now they will be formatted with a file system. You can see it here. So the home partition will be done with the extended 4 file system. Same for the root. Swap will be partitioned as a swap file system. Temporary will also go with the extended 4 file system. Var also extended 4 file system, and partition of the virtual disk 1 VDA as a extended 2. So this is the, I think, the boot partition, that is partition 1. So it will come with the extended 2. So do you want to write changes to the disk? So we will say yes, and then we will continue. And what happens is, if you have a separate volume var temp partitions inside the LVM, so all your files, personal files will remain in the home folder. The system files will get separated in the var root and other file system. So what happens is, suppose your system crashes and you do reinstall, the home files will be always saved. The home files will not be touched, and then you can just install the other partitions. The home folder partition will remain as it is, and you can easily recover your data. So now the installation of core packages has started. Just keep an eye on the packages that are getting unpacked. So you will know more about the new system, that is Debian 12, what packages are there, what changes to the packages have been done. Everything you can do, just observe looking at the packages that are shown on the system screen. You can see here the add user package was unpacked. So add user will allow us to add the user at the installation. So whatever the configurations we have done for the user, those will be returned to the system using the add user package or add user application. And you will also of course see the non-free firmware packages. Those will be now automatically installed if the system needs it. So it is not anymore any headache to the new users. So if your system is the latest, then also it will be well supported by Debian, because now Debian officially has the non-free firmware packages and other non-free proprietary blobs are there in the system. And one other thing is that now the Debian desktops have jumped quite a bit. So the biggest jump is for the Gnome Desktop. So now Gnome Desktop is version 43. So what happens is, along with that, the updation in the Gnome packages, the firmware has also been upgraded. So if you have got a very new shiny new hardware, then also it will be supported. Earlier there was some issues for some users who had the latest hardware, but they could not install Debian because the firmware was not available in the Debian repos. But now it is not the case. Most of the cases, your shiny new hardware will work with the Debian system. You can see here the LTS kernel is getting installed, so this will be supported for a very long time. So for the next 2 years, you can be sure that the system will remain very stable and you can focus on your productivity instead of taking the focus to your system, whether it is stable, how the clearing of the bugs and all other issues that keep up cropping. So none of those happen in Debian. Debian is most stable. You can see I am doing most of my video editing and the video creation on a Debian system. I have installed Debian on my laptop. Of course, I also use Linux Mint. Linux Mint is another great system, but Debian is the best, and second most best system is Linux Mint. So these are my picks. And Ubuntu is also good, not bad, but it is more geared towards the corporate kind. So if you don't know, I will tell you. Google is using Ubuntu, so they have a special edition made for the Google employees. So all Google employees are using Ubuntu in the Google premises. On their Macs, everyone is using this Ubuntu only. So now once all the required files and everything is set and configured, the desktop installation will start in the second stage. So we are just now nearing the desktop installation. It will ask us for the desktop, which desktop to be installed. So the task selection or the task cell will start up. It is an application to select and install desktops on Debian. So you will see it just in few minutes. Now, after the scanning of the system is complete, it is asking us scanning your system, scanning your installation media finds the label GNU Linux 12 bookworm official AMD DVD binary with firmware. Do you have now option of scanning additional media for use by the package APT? So the package APT manager can be used to scan additional media and install additional firmware if required. Normally this should be from the same set as you are booted from. If you do not have any additional media, this step can be skipped. If you wish to scan more media, please insert one. So you will have to insert the media in a USB and insert the USB in the USB port. You have to select the option yes, continue, then the installer will automatically scan the USB ports and read the file from the USB drive, and it will then auto install the additional drivers. So that step is not needed because on my laptop everything it is well supported. So I will select the no option and we will continue with the installation. Now a network mirror can be used to supplement the software that is included on the installation media. This also make newer versions of software available. You are installing from DVD image, though it contains a large selection of packages, some may be missing. So if you have reasonably good internet connection, use of mirror is suggested if you plan to install a graphical desktop environment. So we will say yes to it. You can also say no, nothing. There won't be any issue. The desktop will be installed, but there will be more updates after the installation to install. If you use the network mirrors, so latest software will be installed and there will be no further updates available for some time after the installation is complete. So say today you install without the network mirror, definitely there will be some updates in the next few days to be installed. So there, because what happens is this DVD images are little older, maybe 10-15 days, or in our case it will be just today is I think yes 15th, yes 16th, so 6 days older DVD images there. In 6 days maybe they have added some bug fixes in the repo, so those bug fixes won't be available to your system. So better is to go for the network mirror. Without network mirror also installation will be done, but then you will have to install the bug fixes and other updates that will come to your system immediately. So we will select the yes option. And now the goal is to find a mirror of the Debian archive that is close to your network. Be aware that nearby countries, though even your own, may not be the best choice. So anyway, there is no option like in Arch to test the mirrors here. So we will play safe and select India because I am situated in India. Now it is asking for the Debian archive mirror, which to select. Three are there. This is mirror CSC IIT Kanpur, Debian archive trafficmanager.net. So we will go with the deb.debian.org. There is no need to insert the HTTP proxy information because mine is very simple installation. No HTTP proxy are involved. And now it will scan the mirrors, retrieve the file. So there is always a file containing all the packages that are available in the repo along with the versioning. So it will pick that text file and read from the file and then retrieve what are the latest packages. So it will compare between the system DVD packages and the mirror packages, and the latest one from either will be selected for the installation. So this is how it works. Now you will see it will ask us for the desktop selection. So the task file will start in just few minutes. So there is some competition going on. If the system may anonymously supply the distribution developers with statistics about the most used packages in the system. This information influences decisions such as which packages should go on the first distribution CD. So if you participate, the automatic submission script will be run once every week and sending statistics to the distribution developer. The collected statistics can be viewed on the https popcorn.debian.org. This choice can be later modified by running the dpkg reconfigure popularity contest. Participate in the package user survey. So I think this is harmless. You should help the distribution developers. So we will select the yes option, continue. Now the Taskell application is starting up, and here the Debian environments or the desktops are available. So you can install multiple, you can install one. So first tick is by default, that is the Debian desktop environment. So this will install packages that support the different desktops. So there are some common base packages, so that will be installed. And by default, Debian will select the Gnome Desktop, but you can unselect it, or you can also select multiple desktops. And there is other option for installation of web server or SSH server and the standard system utility. So these three that is currently ticked are the standard or the default installations selections by the task cell. So we will go with that. We will first install this Gnome Desktop. We will try out the Gnome Desktop, and later on we will have different other desktops to choose from. So I will just continue. And so of course you can take a screenshot of this option that you have selected. Once you have done it, you have to take a screenshot, and the screenshot will be saved to the var log taskcell first.png. So this is available, so you will know what selections you have done. So this is very nice addition. Now we will hit the continue button, and the installation of the Gnome Desktop is automated. You have to do nothing. It will just retrieve the 1401 packages from the either from the network mirror or from the DVD image, whichever has the latest package version, and the latest package version will be installed on your system. So it's very straightforward now. So today the network speed is very good. You can see it here. It has already completed retrieving the 1401 packages. And of course, this also implies that there are very less packages available on the repos that are having a later version number or the latest version number as compared to the DVD image packages. So very few packages will be upgraded because just 6 days have passed from the date this DVD image was made available. Now we just wait for the installation to complete, then I will stop the video and we will meet in the next video with the Gnome Desktop review. Okay, so installation is almost finished. Now only the grub bootloader is to be installed. It seems that this new installation is the only operating system on this computer. If so, it is safe to install the grub bootloader to the primary drive, that is the UEFI partition boot record. If your computer has another operating system, then the installer failed to detect. This will make the operating system temporarily unbootable, though grub can be manually configured later to boot it. So install bootloader to the primary drive. You have to say yes. You have to select the virtual drive manually, and it will install the grub to the VDA. And after this, the installation will be complete. It will take a few seconds to install. You can see here the non-free firmware is getting installed. So the installation is now complete. You have to choose continue to reboot. So I will stop the video here. See you in the next video with the Gnome Desktop. We will check out the Gnome Desktop, what is different in the Gnome Desktop and how it works in the Debian system.